Hi, I'm Josue from Moapa Valley High School. Support for today's varsity quiz is provided by Silver State Schools Credit Union.
Coming up next on Varsity Quiz, it's Silverado and Moapa Valley for the Varsity Quiz Blue League Championship. Yeah, this is Varsity Quiz. Hi, welcome to the 51st season of Varsity Quiz. The best and the brightest high school students are matching wits in this unique academic competition. We want to make sure you know there are now two separate Varsity Quiz leagues in each season's competition. Tonight, the road to the Blue League Championship ends as Silverado faces Moapa Valley. We started with 23 schools in 4 divisions in the Blue League, and here we are at the final. So Silverado defeated Gorman in our first semifinal. Moapa Valley coming out on top over A-Tech in the other semifinal. Let's go ahead and meet today's players, starting with Silverado. There's Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
And Pippin. Hi, Pippin.
Hello.
Inez. Hi, Inez.
Hi.
And Cassie. Ladies and gentlemen, Silverado. And for Moapa Valley, we say hi to Hunter. Hey, Hunter. There's Tyler, Gabe,
Hello.
and Josue.
Hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, Moapa Valley High School. So there are 25 questions in this first round, each correct answer worth 5 points. Students, are you ready? Let's play Varsity Quiz. Which body system is affected by mitral valve prolapse, angina pectoris, hypertension, venous thromboembolism, and atherosclerosis? Silverado. Inez.
Circulatory system?
Yes, points for Silverado. Reminiscent of a process involving soap and water, what names the procedure also called menticide, coercive persuasion, thought control, and re-education? That's Moapa. Josue? Yes, points for Moapa. An airman in the Air Force and a seaman in the Navy are equivalent to which rank in the U.S. Army? Moapa. Josue?
Colonel.
That's incorrect. Silverado. Pippin?
Private?
Yes, more points for Silverado. Next question. During the Civil War, 3 states joined the Union. 1 in the East, 1 in the West, and 1 from the Midwest, but which was the last one alphabetically? Moapa. Gabe?
Nevada?
No? I think she got in time. Silverado. Pippin?
West Virginia?
Yes, points for Silverado. Next question is a calculation question. Please divide 6 factorial by 4 factorial. Repeating, divide 6 factorial by 4 factorial. Moapa. Tyler?
30? 30.
Yes, points for Moapa. Next question. The late South Dakota U.S. Senator George McGovern, he was a B-24 pilot in World War II. What nickname was shared by that kind of aircraft and Simon Bolivar? Time, we're looking for Liberator. Next question. Hey, you're playing hearts with your buddies. Nikki manages to finish the hand with all of the hearts plus the Queen of Spades. What term names her accomplishment? Silverado. Pippin?
Royal Flush?
No? Moapa. Josue?
Flush.
No, she shot the moon. You guys got to play more hearts. Next question. What was the relationship of King George V to Kaiser Wilhelm II, aside from being on opposite sides of World War I? Silverado. Pippin?
Cousins?
Judges, will we accept that? We need more. Okay, Pippin?
No, I didn't have anything.
Okay. And who gave, Moapa, was that Gabe or Tyler?
Okay, second cousin?
No, they were first cousins.
Oh.
No points for either team. We move on. Which adverb meaning candidly completes this Tom Swiftie? This hot dog tastes awful, said Tom blank. Silverado. Pippin?
Frankly?
Yes. Get it? Okay. Next question. In the years before America's entry into World War II, the nation took several steps to help its future allies. Senator Robert Taft criticized one proposal, saying, yeah, it's a good deal like lending chewing gum. You don't want it back. What was he criticizing? Moapa. Gabe?
Aiding the UK?
No? time, the proposal was the Lend-Lease Act. No points. Next question. Saturday, January 25th, marked the first day of the Chinese New Year. Which animal from the zodiac is the symbol for 2020? Silverado, Cassie?
The rat.
Yes, you're the rat. Points for Silverado. Next question. The Code of Hammurabi was chiseled into a slab of diorite using what script? Silverado, Pippin?
Cuneiform.
Yes. What type of elementary particle has zero rest mass and always moves at the speed of light in a vacuum? Moapa, Tyler?
Photons?
Yes. Next is a calculation question. There are 8 floors in an office building, each of the same height. How many times as long is the climb to the 8th floor as it is to the 3rd floor? Repeating. 8 floors in an office building, each of the same height. How many times as long is the climb to the 8th floor as it is to the 3rd floor? Moapa, Gabe?
2 1/2.
Incorrect. Silverado, Lynn?
8 times?
No, the answer was 3.5. Next question. In contrast to the U.S. Senate committees on aging and ethics, what kind of Senate committees are the following? Appropriations, Judiciary, and Armed Services. And that's Silverado. Pippin?
Advisory committees?
No? Time, we were looking for standing committees. No points. Next question. If the temperature of an object is higher than its surrounding area, it's called a heat source. But if it's lower, what is it called? It's the old heat sink. Next question. In 1862, the Thames Iron Works built 2 sister ships that were sent disassembled to what lofty lake for use by the Peruvian Navy? Moapa, Tyler?
Lake Victoria?
No? A little louder next time too, Tyler, but that's an incorrect answer. Time, we're looking for Lake Titicaca. You want to look that one up. Next question. Which animal emerged victorious in college football's 2020 national championship game between Clemson and LSU? Moapa, Tyler?
Tigers?
Yeah, and I think you would have been right either way on that one. Next question. A tourist from South Korea visiting Pakistan would need to exchange her South Korean wons for Pakistani what? Silverado, Lynn?
5s?
No? They are rupees. Watch Slumdog Millionaire. Next question. Entropy is regarded as an extensive property of matter expressed in terms of energy divided by what? Moapa, Gabe?
Time?
No? Did she get it in time? That's Silverado, Lynn?
Mass?
No, it's temperature. Next question. On January 5th, awards season began when the Hollywood Foreign Press Association presented its annual awards. What awards does the group present? Silverado, Pippin?
Golden Globes.
That is correct. Okay, next question. In 1975, Papua New Guinea became independent of what other country of Oceania? Moapa, Josue?
Australia.
That is correct. Points for Moapa. Next question. What fraction of a calorie, spelled with a capital C, is a calorie spelled with a lowercase c? Moapa, Gabe?
1/1000th?
Yes, points for Moapa. Next question. It's a calculation question. The perimeter of a triangle is 42 meters. The first side's 5 meters less than the second. The third side is 2 meters less than the first. What's the length of the longest side? Repeating, perimeter of a triangle, 42 meters. First side, 5 meters less than the second. Third side, 2 meters less than the first. What's the length of the longest side? Moapa, Gabe?
12?
Incorrect. Silverado, Inez?
40
No,
meters?
the answer was 18 meters. Next question. The title of which novel by Hermann Hesse comes from the birth name of Gautama Buddha? Silverado, Pippin?
Siddhartha.
Yes, and that is the end of round 1. But before we move on, we're going to take a moment or two to learn more about our players. We'll start with Silverado, and we want to say hi to 10th grader Lynn. Hi, Lynn.
Hi.
I understand that you do something called DIY crafting.
Yeah.
What do you do?
Well, when I visit Taiwan, they sell these little packages of DIY crafts with tutorials, and you just follow them. You can make your own thing.
So you're making stuff. Well, good luck with that, and good luck on Varsity Quiz. Thanks, Lynn. 12th grader Pippin. Hi, Pippin.
Hello.
Good to see you again. Tell me about your adventures in ice skating.
Oh, I do it very little these days, but I really like learning how to spin and doing things to music. I've only been doing it for a couple years, but I like learning how to fall down well.
Well, good luck with that, and good luck on Varsity Quiz. Thank you, Pippin. 12th grader Inez. Hi, Inez.
Hello.
Tell me about some school pageant, and you won a title there.
Oh, at our school we do this thing called Miss Silverado, and I won Miss Glamorous. And
Well,
yeah.
they couldn't have found a more appropriate person.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Inez. Good luck with everything there at Silverado, and good luck here on Varsity Quiz. Here's 9th grader Cassie. Hi, Cassie.
Hi.
I understand that one of your hobbies is poor time management.
Yeah, like I procrastinate a lot, and usually I don't get my homework done on time, and I do it the day of.
Oh, so you're working on that. Well, you made it to the TV station on time, so that's a good start. Good luck with your homework and your time management. Good luck on Varsity Quiz. Give it up for the kids from Silverado High School. Okay, let's learn more about our players from Moapa. We're going to say hi to 11th grader Hunter. Hey, Hunter.
Hey.
Welcome back. Good to see you again. Tell me about Operation Underground Railroad.
I did a fundraiser for them a couple years back. I raised $15,000.
And what was Operation Underground Railroad?
They do operations where they go and save children from slavery and trafficking.
Okay, well, congratulations on that. Good luck on Varsity Quiz. 10th grader Tyler. Hey, Tyler.
Hey.
I understand that you're a big fan of snowboarding.
Yeah.
Where's your favorite place to snowboard?
I have a season pass to Bryan Head, so I go there every so often.
Have you been up to the Lee Canyon recently?
I have not.
Okay, well, give that a shot. They're working on it up there, too.
Yeah.
Good luck with the snowboarding, and good luck with Varsity Quiz. Thanks, Tyler.
Thank you.
Here's 11th grader Gabe. Hey, Gabe.
Hello.
I know last week we talked about putting computers together, but I understand you also play a musical instrument.
Yeah, I also play the cello in orchestra.
How long you been doing that?
Oof, 5 or 4 years? I think 5.
Well, good luck with the cello. Good
you.
luck on Varsity Quiz. And we say hi to 11th grader Josue. Hey, Josue.
Hey.
One of the best motivated hobbies we could have written down here. Josue's hobby is making money.
Yeah.
How do you do that?
I help run an online business, and what it is it's called Gain.gg, and what we do is we have advertisers who provide surveys and have like apps that people can download or like fill out surveys, and the people who do it get like some portion of money. It's just something cool to.
You're making money off the interwebs. Is that what it is?
Yes,
Josue?
sir.
Okay. All right, that's the team from Moapa Valley. Our bonus round coming right up. The score going into round 2, it's a close match. Silverado has 40, Moapa has 30 points. Before we start this bonus round, we're going to introduce some new players. Silverado's keeping the same team, but Moapa has 2 new players. We say hi to Maggie. Hey, Maggie.
Hi.
And Anson. Welcome and good luck on Varsity Quiz. According to the College Board, the most frequently recommended book for high school seniors and college freshmen is which Nathaniel Hawthorne novel? Silverado, Pippin.
The Scarlet Letter.
Yes, now bonus questions for Silverado only. Answer the following about Nathaniel Hawthorne. First, the author was part of which philosophical and social movement that inspired communalism? Second, one of Hawthorne's college roommates at Bowdoin College was the author of classic American poems, including The Midnight Ride of Paul Revere and the Song of Hiawatha. Name him. Captain, your answer, please.
For the first one, the Renaissance movement. For the second one, no answer.
Okay, that's incorrect. First was Transcendentalism and Henry Wadsworth Longfellow. So no bonus points. Now this question for both teams. Under legislation passed by Congress in the year 2000, any state can now replace either of the 2 statues it's permitted to have in which room of the United States Capitol that displays statues of outstanding Americans? It's called Statuary Hall. We move on to the next question for both teams. It's a calculation question. Using Descartes' law of signs, how many possible positive roots could 7x cubed minus 3x squared plus 4x minus 7 equals 0 have? How many positive roots could it have? Repeating, using Descartes' law of signs, how many possible positive roots could, we'll go with Silverado. Lynn?
3 roots.
We needed more, so I have to call that incorrect. Moapa, Gabe?
3 positive roots?
No, we were looking for 3 or 1, and we needed both answers. So no bonus points and no correct answer. We move on. Which geological era is traditionally divided into the tertiary and quaternary periods? Silverado, Pippin?
Holocene?
No? You want to remember the old Cenozoic era. Next question. Who was the first athlete to win both the pentathlon and the decathlon in the Olympics? Did it in 1912? Oh, you got to Google him. Really incredible athlete, Jim Thorpe. Next question for both teams. Which artist used the color blue to create a mood of sadness and loneliness in his painting, The Old Guitarist? Moapa, Gabe?
Picasso?
Yes. Bonus questions now for Moapa only. Answer the following about Picasso. First, in 1937, he painted an 11.5 by 25.5 foot long oil painting that depicted the suffering and misery of the bombing of which city during the Spanish Civil War? Second, Picasso and Georges Braque are credited with creating which artistic style while working in Paris between 1907 and 1914 that emphasized flat, two-dimensional images? Captain, your answers?
First question, war. Second question, impressionism.
No, neither one is correct. We're looking for Guernica and Cubism, so no bonus points. Next question for both teams. Which monarch chose Ottawa as the capital of the Dominion of Canada in 1867? Silverado, Pippin?
Queen Victoria?
Yes. Bonus questions now for Silverado only. Answer the following associated with capital cities. First, name the city, the second oldest capital city in South America, where Francisco Pizarro is allegedly buried. Second, name the country whose capital is Kingston. Captain, your answers, please.
For the first question, Lima. For the second question, Jamaica.
Both are correct. You've got bonus points. Now this question for both teams. Name the property of a system equal to the internal energy of the system added to the product of the pressure of the system and the volume of the system. Oh, you're going to kick yourself. Enthalpy. Oh, okay. Next question. Identify the university located in Lexington, Virginia, named in honor of both a Revolutionary War general and a Civil War general. Moapa, Anson?
Lee.
That's only half of what we're looking for, so no. Time, we're looking for Washington and Lee. Next question. What kind of legendary monsters did Beowulf, Sir Gawain, and St. George slay? Moapa, Anson?
Dragons.
That's correct. And here's bonus questions now for Moapa only. Answer the following about monsters. First, which legendary giant sea monster said to dwell off the coast of Norway and Greenland? Second, the Demogorgon is a powerful demon prince in which fantasy role-playing game?
First question, Kraken. Second question, Dungeons and Dragons.
Both are correct. You've got bonus points. And that is the end of our bonus round. Now, we do want to take a quick moment here to thank the Kiwanis Club of Las Vegas. They have been big supporters of Varsity Quiz for many, many years. They help provide judges for the in-school competitions that led up to today's match. Also, a shout out to the staff and leadership of the Clark County School District's Student Activities Department. They coordinate every step of the program from early in the school year all the way to the championships. Our speed round's next. Going into round 3, here's our score. Silverado with 60 points, Moapa with 50. Boy, it doesn't get a whole lot closer. Before we start our speed round, we want to introduce a new player for Silverado. We say hi to Alyssa. Hi, Alyssa. Good luck. And a returning player for Moapa, we welcome back Hunter. Welcome back. Here we go. Impaneling is the process of selecting what body? Moapa, Gabe?
Supreme Court?
No. Time we're looking for a jury. What woman was burned at the stake in 1431, retried and found innocent in 1456, canonized in Moapa Hunter?
Joan of Arc.
Yes. What verb is always found in examples of the past emphatic tense? Did. Next question. Name any of the 3 largest cities situated along the Cascade Volcanic Arc. Moapa, Gabe?
Tokyo, Los Angeles, San Francisco.
Nope. We're looking for any of the 3, Portland, Seattle, or Vancouver. No points. Next question. Ships from which Asian country have the prefix ROKS, R-O-K-S, as part of their names? Moapa, Tyler?
Korea.
Judges?
South Korea.
I think they can take that. Yes, we were looking for South Korea or Republic of Korea, and that is correct. Moving on. Complete this slang phrase from the Old West that means the entire thing. It's the whole kit. Moapa, Anson?
Shebang.
No? Silverado, Alyssa?
Kit and caboodle.
Yes. And I think that was an interruption with a deduction required for Moapa. Next question. What's the meaning of the root word in domestication and domestic? Moapa, Tyler.
Home.
Can we accept that? Yes, we can. So that's more points for Moapa. Next question. In 1845, President Polk signed the legislation making which republic a U.S. state? Silverado, Pippin.
Texas.
Yes. Okay, calculation question. We don't repeat them here in the 3rd round. You just flipped a quarter, and it keeps coming up tails 6 times in a row. What are the odds of this happening? Moapa, Gabe.
1 in 64.
Yes, points for Moapa. Next question. With meningitis, what membranes become inflamed? Moapa, Tyler?
Meninges.
Yes. What term names the technique that locates the point where 2 bearings taken from different locations intersect? I think you got it in time, so that's Moapa, Gabe.
Triangulation.
Yes. Next question. In the early 19th century, the Elgin marbles were removed from a temple on what hill in Athens? Moapa, Tyler.
Acropolis Hill.
Yes. The human foot contains 14 of what kind of bones? Moapa, Tyler.
Metatarsals.
No. Silverado, Alyssa.
Phalanges.
Yes, points for Silverado. Next question. What name taken from the German word for groove is used for the long, narrow depressions in the lunar surface? Moapa, Gabe.
Crater.
No? They are known as rills. Next question. What's the collective term for substances like silica, iron, and alumina that are incombustible and remain after coal is burned? Moapa, Hunter?
Metal.
No? We're looking for ash. No points. Next question. Sanskrit's the language of Jainism, Sikhism, Hinduism, and which other philosophical tradition? Silverado, Pippin.
Buddhism?
Yes. Too late. We move on to the next question. Identify the marine animals resembling clams that were as common as trilobites back in the Paleozoic era. Moapa, Tyler?
Mussels.
No? Looking for brachiopods. Next question. Which constellation is known as the Chained Lady? Silverado, Pippin.
Cassiopeia.
Incorrect. Got in time, I believe. Moapa, Tyler?
Cancer.
No, it's Andromeda. Next question. Please name the leader called the Centaur of the North, who raided towns along the Texas-Mexico border during the Mexican Revolution of the early 20th century. No answer. We're looking for Pancho Villa. Next question. The doldrums occur on either side of which parallel of latitude? 0 degrees, known as the equator. Next question. Halites especially abundant along the shores of what Middle Eastern lake between Jordan and Israel? That's Moapa, Hunter.
The Sea of Galilee.
Incorrect. Time, we're looking for the Dead Sea. Next is a calculation question. What's the square root of the square root of 16 times 16 times 16 times 16? Moapa Hunter.
16.
Yes, sir. Next question. The sovereignty of Gibraltar is a point of contention between the United Kingdom and which other country? Silverado, Pippin.
Spain?
Yes. What kind of economic restriction might limit the amount of sugar imported into the United States to 3 billion pounds a year? Moapa, Tyler.
Sanctions?
No. Silverado, Inez?
Tax?
No, it's a quota. Next question. Grazing and browsing are the two feeding strategies used by what category of consumers? Moapa, Tyler?
Cattle?
I don't think we can accept that, no? Time, we're looking for primary consumers or herbivores. Next question. What force is the opposite of compression? Moapa, Gabe?
Contortion?
No? The answer, tension. Next question. Operation. Are we out of time? Well, we're out of time. So let's find out who is the Blue League champion. Well, at the end of the third round, the score was tied. We went into an off-camera tiebreaker, so our final score ended up Silverado with 100 to Moapa's 95. Thank you to both teams for an excellent match, but congratulations to Silverado, winners of the Blue League Championship in the Varsity Quiz. Joining me right now to make a trophy presentation to Silverado, Phil Colosimo from the Kiwanis Club of Las Vegas. Take it away, Phil.
Thank you, Nate. And I want to congratulate Moapa. You did a fantastic job. And congratulations to Silverado. Las Vegas Kiwanis Club and Clark County Schools have been doing this for quite a few years. Longer probably than Nate has been alive.
Thank you. That's so nice of you, Phil.
It's been a long time. But I know it takes a lot of study and remembering everything that you learn to come in here and do such a great job. So I want to thank you very much for your competition. It takes courage to do it because, you can fail. But here you won. So congratulations to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Phil. Congratulations to Silverado. So that wraps up the Blue League. Next week, it's the Blue League All-Star Match. Now, that's going to be a fun evening, including more lighthearted questions with bragging rights for the winning team. We hope you'll tune in for another exciting night of Varsity Quiz next Monday at 7:30 right here on Vegas PBS. Good night.